Right now we're going to go out to Annie Scholes, who's been talking to victims all afternoon and people who are waiting word, and really some people are just there to help and offer comfort. Annie.
Yeah, this parking lot is absolutely filled with people here to fill whatever role they can. Some people are just showing up because they do want to help. They're bringing water, they're bringing food. Most of these people are family members and people wondering what has happened to their family members. Right now, information is limited about the people who were inside, and folks here are showing up, trying to support each other, trying to get any information they can that maybe they can give to their family members. I spoke with a woman just a short time ago who actually came in from Chicago because she said her aunt and uncle are actually the two Wisconsin family members they have. Everyone else lives in Illinois. They heard about this. They had to be here to try to get information to see how they're doing. They arrived at the bowling alley, which we've been talking about all afternoon as being the staging area for friends and family to get that information. Unfortunately, they left without the answers they were hoping for because, according to her, her aunt and uncle are unaccounted for right now. They don't believe they were in the temple, and they weren't taken to the hospital. So they are trying to figure out what's going on. Another gal showed up late this afternoon. She had just heard about it. Her friend's mother was inside the temple at the time. Her mother was actually in the bowling alley trying to get information. So a lot of people here trying to help each other and trying to pass along anything they hear. Unfortunately, there are still some rumors going around out there, and that is to be expected in a situation like this when there is so much information and it is so fluid. But we are seeing just a tremendous number of people here trying to help each other out and at least trying to clarify some of those rumors and get as much information as possible amid what is a highly emotional, tragic situation.
One of the things that one of the relatives was telling us earlier was that there were some language barriers, that police were using translators to get information from witnesses who had been escorted out of the temple and taken over to the bowling alley so they could be interviewed.
Yeah, and that is a situation here that is a hindrance, and that is what is in part making it maybe take a little bit longer than it would under different circumstances. But we also heard the chief earlier say they are holding off on any more press conferences until tomorrow morning, in large part because they do want to get all the information and all the accurate information they can before they release anything else. And that does include trying to communicate between two communities where there is a language barrier in this case. But they are moving forward with that, and they are making good headway with that.
Annie, have you talked to anybody, any witnesses or anybody out there who might have had to use that number and gotten any information from the number that police gave us earlier for relatives and victims? Anybody call that number that you know of?
I have not been able to get in touch with anyone who has called it yet. I was handing it out to several people who I had talked to earlier and who had arrived kind of late and said, hey, here's the phone number for you to call. And what we're seeing is a lot of faces that we saw before aren't necessarily here now. They might be heading to hospitals. They might be trying to get in touch with family members. But yes, that number has been out there. I actually did give it to a few people. And as we make our way around and try to check back in with some folks as they've been able to digest this new information as it develops, I will be checking in with them and seeing how that number is helping them, if it is.
All right, thank you. Annie Scholes joining us live. And we'll just, since that number is up there on the screen, repeat it for folks. It's 888-298-1964.